All right, kiddos, this is construction number 8, which says, given a point on a circle, construct the tangent to the circle at the given point. And it tells us, the first thing it wants us to do, and it shows you what you do here. You draw a circle, and you put point A on it. Then you come over here and you draw segment OA. So now from the center of the circle out to A and out there. And so our job then is to construct this line so that it is a tangent line. That means, in other words, it is perpendicular to OA. All right, we can do this. Now then, I'm going to not take my paper down for a minute because when I draw circles, I'm kind of clumsy and I have a hard time doing it except this one way, and that is to actually move my paper instead of moving my compass. So I'm going to leave my paper untaped for a minute and I'm going to draw my circle. And I know that for this second one, our circle's got to be pretty darn big. So I'm going to make a smaller circle for number 1 and give us a lot more room. But anyway, here is how I draw a circle. I just turn my paper because I have a little bit of difficulty. Well, it's catching the legs of the tripod. You kids just have to bear with me on this stuff. All right, so now I've got that circle. Okay, let me tape this for a second. Okay, good enough. There we go. Now we've got a circle. I'll label the center. It says call it circle X. And then I choose point Z on X. So I'm going to let that be point Z. Okay? Now then the first thing for me to do is to draw this ray XZ. It tells you to draw that ray. So that's what I'll do. There we go, looking good. Now, I want to construct the tangent to the circle at point Z. So what I know is that the tangent to this circle will form a 90-degree angle with X. So from this point, the thing for me to do is set up some radius, it doesn't matter what it is, and make 2 little arcs. I've got this I'll shorten it a little bit so that I can be sure you can see it. So I've got oh man, I hate that. Sometimes this is a frustrating kind of thing, especially for those of us without great fine motor skills. It can be kind of frustrating. Bear with it though. All right, so now then, do you see what I've got? I've got 2 arcs here, the same radius from there. And now what I need to do is set something that is larger than that distance so that they'll intersect, and I come from both of these sides and I make an arc. So I'm coming from this side and I make an arc there. Now then I just flip-flop it and come over here and do the same thing with this same measurement. So from this side and I go there, and that's it. So now then, this point and Z, when I draw that, that will be a 90-degree angle. Okay, so let's talk about our steps. Our first step was to make the circle, put this point on it, and draw in that line. Once we drew in that line, we come from this point on the circle and we do just a mark here, an arc here, and an arc here. It's just parts of this little bitty circle. Then we take our compass and we set it for more than half of that, so a little more than the radius you just made, and you come from this side and you do an arc, you flip over, come from this side, you do an arc, and then when you connect those two, that will be perpendicular. All right, so far so good. Now then, that's number 1. This was number 1. Now we're going to do number 2 in here. And I have to draw a circle. I've already taped the paper down, so I'm probably going to just make a mess of this, but we'll try it anyway. So you want a bigger circle here. So I'm going to go with about like that. Hope this works. By gollies, I didn't do too badly. I didn't embarrass myself terribly. Okay, so draw a large circle T. So there's my center, and this is T, with points A, B, and C as shown. So I'm going to put A up here, and I'm going to put B over here, and I'm going to put C right there. And then it says circumscribe a triangle about circle T by constructing the tangents at A, B, and C. All right, so this is basically what they're asking us to do. They're asking to find the tangent to that point, which will be about like that, tangent to this point, which would look like that maybe, and tangent to this point, which would look something like that. And then do you see they're going to form a triangle like that? So that's what we're going to do here. Oh, I need to move the camera. I need to move my paper. Hold on. I got to regroup. Tape this again so you can see what we're doing. Okay, that is what we're being asked to do, kids. Okay, and here you can see my circle. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, so this is it's just going to take us a minute. Here's what we do. First step we do is to draw the segment. I'm going to look for the tangent at A, so I'm going to draw in that segment. Then I want to find the perpendicular to this, so I make a little circle. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go with that radius, whatever that is, and I go there, and I go there. Good. Now then, I have to set my compass for more than that. Okay, so I set it like that. And I'm going to come from this side. I'll make an arc. Boom. And I come over here with that same setting. And I go from this side. And I make an arc. There you go. That will establish perpendicular. So I draw that one in. You know what? I'm going to need my bigger ruler here because this is going to be big, I think. Okay, so I'm going to draw that line in. Okay, so that line is tangent to this circle at point A. Let's do point C. Again, let's find the tangent to circle T at point C. First thing we do is we draw in this ray. Extend it just a little bit. There you go. Okay. What do you think's the next thing? That's right. We got to make a little circle, or not a circle, but set a radius. And you could actually do the whole circle, but really all you need is that arc and this arc. Okay? And then you're going to come from this side, and it's got to be more than halfway across. So we're going to stretch this out a little bit. That looks good. And I'm going to come up here. I'm going to make an arc there. I'm going to come from this side. Make an arc there. There you go. Alright, so now we have this point and this point, which will establish a tangent to the circle at point C. Again, I need to bring in a bigger straight edge here, so let me do that. Okay. Ooh, I'm beginning to see a triangle. It could happen. I think we may be all right here. One last tangent. Let's do it to B. So there is my segment.